Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Dory. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy weight loss surgery, and this is the channel that I document all of the things that happen with my journey. I am over 4.5 years post-op. My surgery date was September 12th of 2016. I had that surgery with a Dr. Darren Tischler in Hartford, Connecticut. My highest recorded weight was 350 pounds. My day of surgery was 300.5, and I am 168. I'm trying to get down to 150, but 168 is great. My husband and I went on a date this past Saturday, and we went out to dinner, and then we went shopping, and every chance I had to look in a mirror, I was looking. I feel really good the space I'm in. With that being said though, this video is not an update video. This video is something that I think is long overdue in the bariatric community. I am going to be talking today about emotions and emotional health, mental health, things like that. I picked today to do it because today I'm actually feeling, let me honk at him. That is his name is Bunny. His real name I think is Ronald, but we call him Bunny, and basically he is our city mascot, if you would. He is an older gentleman. He's in his 70s. He is mentally retarded, and I don't even know if that's a word that you use nowadays, but that's how he describes himself. He had a caretaker. His mom was living with him all his life. She passed away a few years ago, and now he has a caretaker. Wonderful guy, but he likes to stand on the street. Since I was a little girl and since he was young, he just waves to cars. So anyways, I'm so sorry I got off on a tangent. And I'm going to apologize ahead of time for filming in a car. You'll know why I'm doing this in a second, but so there's one thing that that isn't talked a lot about, and that is just emotions and things like that. So I'm filming today because I am feeling emotional today. Last week I had a very rough week. I think my period is going to be coming again. I am 48 years old, and so I'm assuming at some point I'm going to be going into the next stage of life. So my cycles are kind of thrown off here and there. And so I'm just feeling emotional. Last week it was just the whole emotions of trying to get ourselves still financially stable, waiting for our tax return to come, which it's never taken this long in all the years I've ever filed. And I have filed with the same accountant now for 26 years or something, a long time, even probably more, maybe 30 years. And it's just taken long. And so I really just want to pay off the truck I'm driving. We have a loan on. We only owe $5,300, and so I just want to pay it off, and I just want my savings account to be intact, and just all these things, because I'm just really trying to line up being able to buy a house, and we want to move, and we don't know when, or we don't even know where. But my husband was on orders for the military, as you guys know, and he's been home for a couple of weeks. But the crazy thing is that they pay him so little compared to his normal civilian job that's on base. And so when he's on active duty orders, we don't really get a lot of money at all. And so the crazy thing is that I didn't realize that this month we won't get paid until the 18th. I thought he had another check coming, and I found out yesterday he does not. Anyhow, that is part of the reason for my emotional, like, sadness. Definitely, I've had a lot of sadness this past week. I know that my last video I had told you guys about a van that I wanted to purchase, and you know, I guess it wasn't in the cards because the tax return didn't come in, and I don't want to use credit cards or anything like that. Like, I just don't want to go back to that. So, you know, I know there's some people who will binge eat or will do certain things when they are feeling emotions. And for the most part, I don't really fall into that category. And if I do once in a great while, I choose really good, healthy foods. And I may overindulge in those, but at least it keeps me on my journey. But the weird thing is that today I kind of came to a realization that it's okay to give yourself that occasional treat that normally would be off the table. So for me, I actually just went through Dunkin' Donuts. I got myself one of these, I don't even know what it is. Cold brewed foam something. I think it's cold cinnamon or caramel cold foam. I'm actually, if you're wondering where I am, I don't know in the background if you can see, but I'm in a cemetery. I actually am at my dad's cemetery. I come here when I am feeling kind of sad. But in any event, I'm just going to go park by his, oh, there it is. By his gravestone. And I'm going to talk to you guys. All right. So basically, today I went through Dunkin' and I got myself a bagel with cream cheese, toasted plain, and I got myself a Boston cream donut, and I got myself this coffee. And I thought, you know, for so many years, 4.5 years, I really don't ever do this. I don't ever give myself that time that if I'm feeling crappy, I'm going to have my period, or I'm just feeling emotional or whatever, I don't ever give myself the permission to have something like that. And it's not a habit. I want to make that clear. Excuse me. I know there's some people who may have, you know, once or twice a week, they may treat themselves to donuts and pastries and cookies and cakes and whatever they feel like having. I don't necessarily think that that's healthy, but it's not my journey to comment on. But I know that some people will just have an excess amount of alcohol. Some people may drink a glass of wine or two every night with dinner. And if you've had bariatric surgery, you know that that's really not a good thing. It's just kind of a transfer addiction, unless, of course, you had done that prior and you're like, you come from this big Italian family. I know I have friends who come from big Italian families, and every night since they were, you know, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, whatever age it was in their families, would have a glass of wine with dinner, or you cook with wine or whatever. But what I'm saying is the ones who will go and just drink a few times a week, or will indulge, you know, once, twice, 3 times a week in all these things, is not healthy. It's just not a healthy way to continue on this bariatric journey and new lifestyle. So with that being said, you know, everyone has their own journey. I'm on my own journey. I make mistakes a lot. Even, you know, it could be good with good foods. I can make a mistake. It could be with just the way that I think about food at times, or the way I think about deserving of foods or whatever. But today I just wanted to focus on it being okay that you are giving yourself some grace. I feel like sometimes I can be the extreme of that, and I can be very very hard on myself as far as wanting to have certain things and not giving myself those things. Sorry, my lips are dry. Let me fix my lips. All right, now I feel better. And so today I just really wanted to come here and just kind of let you guys know that it's okay. It's okay if you're struggling, and it's okay if you're going to decide to have, you know, something that's off plan because you're just feeling stuff. It's not good if you make that a habit, but as I've said, I've not really made it a habit. Today just feels a weird day. I'll give you guys some perspective. Today is March 8th. Actually, 23 years ago today, I was baptized as an adult for the forgiveness of my sins and you know, received the gift of the Holy Spirit. I studied the Bible for a couple months, got to know what the Bible said. And so today is my 23rd spiritual birthday, which I'm thrilled over. But today's March 8th, and my children went to school today. They go on a hybrid learning Monday and Tuesday, so they're gone on Monday and Tuesdays. But today is the first day that my husband is at work since they started the hybrid thing. He was gone. Actually, when they started, he wasn't gone. He had just come home. And so he's been here with me on Monday and Tuesday the last couple weeks. And so today is the first day that is back to what it was a year ago. Of course, minus having to have masks and all that stuff. But it feels weird to me. I was contemplating yesterday, what am I going to do today? What am I going to do with my time? Am I going to just run to the mall and do my mall walking like I did a year ago? Am I going to stay home and just lounge around all day? Am I going to stay in my pajamas? Am I going to have a bath? Am I going to schedule a hair appointment? Am I going to just drive around? Am I going to whatever? And so for me, it was very emotional coming to the point of today because I'm feeling just all the craziness of life changing. And just when we thought that we had like this normal thing, the kids were going to school 5 days a week, I'd drop them off, I'd go do my mall walking, meet up with a friend who is no longer here because she moved to Alaska, miss her terribly. But what am I going to do? And so what I've done so far is I got the kids off about two hours and 15 minutes ago. And in 2 hours, I went to go visit my daughter who has the baby, my granddaughter Ember. And Ember, I get to see her very, very often. And so she's very attached to me and she gets excited when I come. She just turned 6 months old. And so anyway, so I went to visit her. I played with her and then she fell asleep on me. So I gently put her in her crib and showed my daughter how to transition into a crib because they're not there yet. She usually sleeps in a bassinet or with my daughter. And so anyhow, so I showed her how to transition, and even though she wakes up, she'll fall back asleep. And so I left probably about a good 45 minutes ago, and she was nice and sleeping in her crib. So I left there, and then I decided, actually before that, I had gone and did a couple of errands. I ran to drop something off at the UPS store, 2 things. I had to go back to Amazon. Then I left my daughter's house, and then I stopped at Dunkin'. And as I've been just driving around, reminiscing, eating my donut and the bagel, which will be fine. I mean, it's a ton of carbs, but it's something that my body is not used to. But I'm definitely still feeling emotional. So the food doesn't help to get away the emotions. There's so much, like I feel like there's so much on my heart. As I was driving, I went down to what we know here. It's actually in the neighborhood I grew up in. But it's called the boat ramp. And it's just a big open parking lot that dips down and you put your boat onto the ramp and you can go onto the Connecticut River. We're not in Connecticut, but it extends to Connecticut and we just call it the Connecticut River. And I went down there because a month ago, a little boy took a walk. His mom had said that his name's Aiden. So if you guys can pray for Aiden, but he took a walk. He's 11 years old. His mom said that it was a normal thing that he would take a walk to kind of clear his mind because he had just lost his dad. His dad was in a bad car accident and he passed away about 8 months ago. And so in 8 months, this is how his mom described him as coping with that. And he would leave for about an hour and then come home. Well, on this particular day, he did not return home. And he was only 11 years old, and the last place that somebody saw him walking toward was toward this boat ramp. So at the time, the river was not solid ice at all. Probably some parts would look like it was safe, but it's not. And so, of course, we think that he stepped on the ice and drowned. We don't know that. And so I just went down there kind of just to look around and to pray for him and all of that. And the searchers have been out there searching, and they're mostly in Connecticut now, though, because the stream would have carried him, unfortunately. So I went down there to pray, and it was blocked off. I didn't get to go down to the water like I normally would. And I love the water. So sitting under the sun in the water is like something I absolutely love. Sunsets and big bodies of water are my favorite. So I went down there, I prayed, and then I had to turn around and leave because it's all gated up because they're under construction or something. And then I proceed to go through my old neighborhood and look at all the old memories, and then went through my first home I ever bought, went past there, looked at the trees I planted, the rose bushes I planted are still there, and the fence we put up, and everything that we did is still there. So I went to go look at that, and now of course I'm at the cemetery to see my dad, which I don't come here often. And then my Bachi, my Polish grandma, his mom is on this side with her husband. And it's a Catholic cemetery that my family had purchased plots to. Then over there is my other grandma, who I always called grandma. Her name was Emmeline. But anyway, so yeah, so I'm, as you guys can tell, I'm going to drive now. Bye, Dad, even though you're not even here. But as you guys can tell, I am totally feeling emotional. So I know there's people out there who can just say bye to Grandma. There she is, Papa and Grandma. And I know that there's some people out there who can relate to what I'm feeling and can relate to sometimes just having these crazy emotions and not really knowing what to do with them. And so I really just wanted to make this video just to let you guys know that you're not alone. There are a lot of different things in life that are going to cause us to be emotional. Some days for me are better than others. Like I said, last week was just a weird week. I don't know exactly. And today, again, taxes didn't come in this morning. So it kind of sent me like, gosh, this really stinks. Like I really just want to be able to pay things off, you know, buy the things that we need for the household and things of that nature. And it just stinks. It stinks that I can't do that yet. And when I think about, like, on a deeper level, excuse me, I feel like it's not the money and it's not, you know, getting the taxes in or whatever. I think it's just the kind of not knowing the future. There's so many things going on in this world. I mean, I have the little boy Aiden I just talked about. I have the regular stuff with just kids every day and how that is happening. And I have a good friend of ours from church. His name is Tim. He was just diagnosed with small colon cancer, I want to say, or small something cancer. And he went for his first, you know, like time with the doctor, and they've given him, he's only same age as me. He's 48. Gave him 5 years to live. Best case scenario. Best case scenario. He has 2 children. He owned a business, his wife. He's mourning the loss of his business. And he's got the 2 boys and his wife. She's a teacher. And that's best case scenario. He has 5 years. If they go in 3 weeks, he has to do something, change his diet up for 3 weeks. And then he goes in for surgery. And if they open him up, oh, it's small bowel cancer. Sorry, that's what it's called. And if they open him up in 3 weeks and they see that it's spread, the 5 years is cut drastically. And so I feel all sorts of sad from that as well. Like, I don't even know. It's just crazy. It's crazy to me, just life. And there's so many other things on my mind. Also on my mind is I had a pap smear last week. I think it was last Wednesday evening. I should get the results this week, but for some reason it's not sitting right with me. In the past, I would go in for a pap smear and I never thought once about what the results were going to be. I never thought that it would ever be anything other than everything's clear, everything's negative. The only thing I got back last week was they take the test in parts, I guess, and I got a thing saying, of course, gonorrhea and chlamydia or whatever is negative, which I could have told them. But anyways, so sometime it could be today, it could be tomorrow, it could be Wednesday. But basically it takes about a week, so I'm thinking probably tomorrow. I will get a phone call if the results are not clear, or I'm going to get a note in my chart letting me know that it was clear. So, there's just all of these emotions, and I don't know, I just felt like, maybe I'm just rambling, but I just felt like it was needed to kind of explain that you're not alone. I know I'm not alone. I know there's a bunch of people out there who are going to feel this, who are going to relate. So I just wanted to say, like, I had my donut. I had my bagel. It was good. It was fantastic. It was just what I remember it to be. But I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to wallow in any more food. I just got myself what I wanted and I'm moving on from that. And so I just wanted you guys to know that that's okay. That's okay. If that's what you feel, if that's what you have done, if that's what you do once a month, and you're, still successful and you're doing the great thing and you feel great about yourself, I'm so proud of you. I think that's amazing. I'm so proud of all of you guys who are watching this. A bunch of you are watching this. Maybe you've just found my channel. Welcome. Please hit the like and subscribe button. But I definitely am talking to you. You are worth it, and it is okay to feel emotions. It's okay to feel emotional. It's really how we were made. So until next time, you have yourself a great day.